Hello, and welcome to the Disney Dunces. Using your touch-tone keypad, please enter the first 3 letters of the movie title you would like to see. You've selected
Werewolf by Night.
If this is correct, please press 1 now.
Hello and welcome to Disney Dunces, the only Disney podcast presented by self-proclaimed non-experts. I'm Dunce number 1, but you can just call me Richard.
And I'm Craig Stew, and I'm Dunce number 2.
And I'm the third one. Hey. Whatever guy is in charge of the Disney, Marvel, you listen here, buddy. This thing right here, this thing we're about to talk about, more of this. We need more of this. This was more of this. Why don't they do more of this, guys? Why is it so hard for this was good. I don't mean more of this story, but more of these one shots. Yeah. Instead, I had to sit there and watch fucking 13 hours of some stupid garbage that gets old real fucking. This was perfect. Are you kidding me? Just an hour contained special. It's so good.
I agree. Very, very into the 1 hour format. This is how you can introduce so many characters, because Marvel has so many characters. And it's just like, just do a one shot with them. And then if they want to show up, have this character show up in a movie down the line, sure, they can do that, because now this character has been introduced. And you don't need 6 episodes or 8 episodes or 2 movies to do it.
No. Just this.
I am very surprised that Craig is in agreement here, because he did this in 2 sittings.
I only did that because I watched it on the treadmill.
That's different.
You know, everything I watch on the treadmill, I do a half an hour. Was it 2? Yeah, it's because because I got off the treadmill and I had to play WoW. I have to get myself to 80.
Oh, okay. Is that fair?
You gunned yourself past me. I had to catch up.
I wouldn't say that I gunned past you.
Well, I was ahead of you, and then you got ahead of me. So then you got ahead of me.
Yeah, what did you do?
Up. I missed some time. I was catching up. Regardless, okay. I enjoyed it. Why are you trying to take away from the fact that I enjoyed it?
I went in this thing with the wrong expectations, and I don't know if I talk about those expectations now or later.
Will they spoil the movie?
No, because
special?
I really thought that this was going to be a Werewolf, but I could watch Werewolf. Like, the game where you each choose a card and you're the villager, the werewolf, or the seer.
Okay, I don't know. I'm going to stop him from talking.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, if you watch the trailer, it seems like it's a different thing.
I'm going to stop you from talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure if you watch the trailer, it looks exactly like what we saw.
I thought that this was going to be like, I'm supposed to choose my hero and root for them instead of them putting a main character in front of me. And I thought that someone was going to be like I thought there was going to be a plot twist. I think that's the main thing.
You thought this was this was based off of a choose your own adventure comic book? What are you saying to me?
Yeah, I thought this was going to be a choose my own adventure where I root for my guy. And then
There was a little bit of a twist at one point.
I thought that there was going to be enough diversity and enough of the characters to be fleshed out that not everyone would be good or bad.
It's a 50-minute special, bud.
Yeah, but the thing is, I want my characters to be morally gray instead of, I root for this guy because
they were physically gray. Is that not enough for you?
I mean, it's fine. I mean, there was one character who wasn't gray, but that's okay. I don't know. Anyway, let's talk more about this.
And what is that?
I don't know. You have to go back to the beginning of the episode to hear what this is.
All right.
Yeah.
So they know.
Yeah. Yeah,
They
of course
always
they
know.
know.
It's
Werewolves.
never a mystery. It's only a mystery to you, apparently.
It's always I don't know what we're doing.
And I thought we were supposed to be solving a mystery in this thing, but we didn't.
I don't know where you got these expectations from. I'm
The
really
trailer
confused.
and just
He
the
saw a
stuff
bunch
saw
of
the
people in like
trailer.
black and white and like a weird castle looking thing, and he's like, "Oh, this must be Clue."
Oh yeah, this is Clue. Fucking love Clue. Oh my god.
I mean, I
Can we
essentially
watch- can
thought
we
that was
watch
going to be
Clue?
it.
We probably can't watch Clue, right? That's probably not.
Is that the
don't
one
know.
with the girl?
That's still with Tim Curry, bud.
Oh, I thought that it was the girl and she goes around.
Yeah, there's a girl in it.
No, I thought that she was like a high school girl, like maybe going into college. And
Nancy
it's a
Drew?
high
Thinking of
school.
Clueless. He's talking about Clueless.
Clueless?
He's thinking of Clueless.
Paul Rudd's in that one.
Final answer. He is.
Might be that one that I'm thinking of.
It's definitely Clueless, bud.
But anyway, this special,
Yes.
I agree with you in which I like the format in which
Yes.
1 hour condensed, very good.
Yes. Like even I was thinking like I wouldn't have minded if this was 30 minutes longer. It could have filled in the space. These are good characters, but either way, more of this. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was-
just
it
wish
was,
I
It was
knew.
different. It was which is nice.
Yeah.
Although because I've already spoken to this with some people, and there's one thing about it we'll get to when we get to it, that they still had to throw their little Marvel, movie thing into it.
That was like, whoa, you're really taking away from all of this by doing that, huh? Okay.
But at the same time, I didn't mind it, but it was just kind of like, But I agreed with that person. It didn't bother me, but it.
You can't forget what you're watching.
Yeah.
I'm like, was it the end of it?
Did.
No. Well, when we get there, we get there. So let's,
Yeah.
we'll discuss.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay. Well, I guess the thing that I would have done, at least differently from what they did, because they have all of
it
these
would have been a
characters.
choose your own adventure board game. You went over this.
Kind of, sort of, in which they bring in all of the characters and they establish these people. You have the Axeman, who's like a Nordic Viking. You have
there's
man
a
wearing
reason they didn't
makeup.
flesh out all these characters.
Also, I don't think there was a Nordic Viking at any moment.
I mean,
You're talking about the Scotsman?
yeah. They're Viking
Okay, so they
folks.
fleshed him out so much that first you called him the Axeman and then called him a Nordic Viking.
Yeah. Like they could have done a little better, I think.
They didn't have to for good reason. Like Greg said. Like I agree with you. You could have had 30 minutes and you could have fleshed out these characters a little bit, but it also didn't have to, and I understood why.
I would have taken the
They make
story in
it
a
clear
different
by
direction.
the end of it that why they don't flesh out the rest of them.
But you had the Chinese gentleman or Asian gentleman. I don't know what his name is.
You didn't know the other guy's name either.
We didn't need to know anybody's name. They weren't important.
I don't
they
like
added
describing
two characters
this guy.
exchange names.
I don't like describing this guy as the Asian man, but that's essentially what he was.
He was a guy who happened to be Asian.
Yeah.
was
Wait,
a
why do
monster
you can't
hunter.
hold on, you can't describe him as the Asian man, but the other one's Nordic Viking fucking all day. Why is that different?
Which is
That's
also
a good
wrong. He wasn't
question.
Nordic.
Also, again, wrong. He was a Scotsman.
And then the other guy you have is the black dude who knew kung fu, and then you have the makeup man. I liked a lot of these characters, except I think that they needed one.
There was
that
a woman there. It's a tall woman.
Yeah, but we get to her. Oh wait, the tall woman.
Yeah, there was
Oh,
a tall woman. Not our main character woman.
What was the tall woman? Was she a ballerina?
She was a tall woman. She was a woman who happened to be tall.
Okay, and you have our
Just
main
like the other guy was a
character.
man who happened to be Asian.
But all of these people, they're like monster bounty hunters, right?
They are monster hunters. Yes, they give you the origins of the monster hunters in this league of the Bloodstone family, right? That's what they're called, Craig.
Wait,
They are the
I'll look
Bloods,
to you for
yeah.
this. The
I
Bloodstone.
mean, yeah. I'll be honest. These are characters I almost know nothing about. Elsa Bloodstone is a character that I only became familiar with when she was in a box set from Marvel Legends figures when I was like, oh shit, okay, who's this Elsa Blood? Okay, then I found out who she was.
That
She's
checks
a
out.
monster hunter. She's been around, but not that long. She's probably, we're talking about a 2000s character. So,
What'd she do?
she's just Tomb Raider.
That's fun.
Like
That's
straight
kinda
up,
the vibe I got.
when the first her series came out, like the covers are just super like sexualized, like
Booty shorts?
booty shorts and like she's got like the tied like shirt tied in the middle, like thing.
Didn't get that from this movie.
No,
short.
in fact, it's not how she looks anymore. In fact, she was blonde
okay.
on the other covers, and the character now is red hair. So I don't know, but she didn't even look like that at all in this. So closer to the current comic book version, because she just wears like a big jacket, like Van Helsing jacket type thing, which we've discussed.
They showed that. Yeah, we have. What are the chances?
I'm trying to find
Monster
this
Hunter's
lady.
wearing a jacket like Van Helsing. What a surprise!
I don't think she's super sexualized. I'm trying to find her.
Look up the Bloodstone comic book.
You're trying to find her, but you don't think you can't say it until you find her. But you have to look at her and know whether she's super sexualized on the cover.
I mean, I'm looking at something in which, like, I don't know. I see her back. Is that supposed to be sexy?
Depends how much of her back you see. Yeah, I would say that is how. Was this what you
is
said?
like right in the fucking thing. What are you talking
fucking
about?
Stupid, dude. It's like her pants are painted on. Are you fucking? I'm sorry.
Just like I said.
Oh,
You
no,
can
the
see
thing is,
she's wearing a shirt. You can see her fucking nipple.
wait, what?
Is this sexualized though?
I don't know.
So for those of you playing at home, you have this woman, and the scene is from the back, and she's breaking her back to turn to you so you can see her left breast, which is still covered by the shirt, but you can still see, and it's a cold night because it's very pronounced nipple. The breast of her shirt on her back is riding up, so you can see the the crease on the back where you're gonna shoot your load on. Ideally, you'd imagine, and then you have her pants, which. It's not even pants. It's just her entire asshole. It's painted black and white to give you the illusion of pants. But no, it's not sexualized at all.
I don't think so. Like, I am willing to make the argument that I am not
Then
turned on
please
by
make
this.
the argument. It's not whether or not you are turned on by something. You could not be turned on by something and see that it's sexualized.
That's what she looks like now.
She's a cutie.
She looks like, she's still a comic book character. All the female comic book characters usually wear some kind of tight. But she's still wearing, it's definitely less so than the first image. Also, granted, it's always our artist interpretation. 90% of the time. There are,
I don't know.
Yes.
I'm willing to make an argument here.
You don't have an argument. If your argument is it doesn't turn me on, that's not an argument. That's not saying something isn't sexualized. The film Cuties was all about sexualizing children. I didn't watch that film with a fucking erection. Doesn't mean it wasn't sexualizing children, Richard.
Whoa, okay, so it turns out I wasn't really paying attention to, like, looking behind the bridge in this image, but I can see that there is very clearly, like, a nice little gap between her legs, or at least you can kind of see, like, where one leg ends and another leg begins.
That's each cheek.
Yeah, they're very defined. Okay, so I am willing to say yes, it does turn me on. So now we can move forward. Okay?
I'm going to kick you in the teeth.
Okay. Well, anyway, I want to talk more about this thing because I kept trying to, like, I was waiting in anticipation as they started revealing these characters. I was waiting for one that looked like me, but it never happened because the last two that they introduced is the Elsa Blood Dragon lady and then her mom, I think, who I think I've seen the mom and stuff before, but Craig can confirm. Craig?
I didn't recognize her.
Oh, okay. I don't know. But
Oh man, she's got the DuckTales font in this one.
So that's
anyway.
Definitely the DuckTales font.
the premise of the movie is that the head of the Huntsman Lodge or whatever.
Ulysses Bloodstone.
Yeah, Lou
Who is an old character. I linked the photo of the book that he's.
Describe it to us.
I don't know. I never read. This is from like 19.
No, describe the
70
photo.
something. Oh, it's a picture of a man fighting a giant.
The creature from the Black Lagoon.
Monster.
Oh, is that what Craig's linking in the Discord?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the characters.
Oh, okay.
It's above the DuckTales one, so you don't get confused.
Yeah. I feel like Craig just links these things, and I don't know what we're doing.
He's bringing talking points to the table. I appreciate him.
Oh, okay. But, so the man dies, head of the thing. But...
The head of the hunters, Richard. Ulysses Bloodstone. Come on. It's important.
And that calls all the hunters together, correct?
Yes. For one ritualistic hunt to decide the next head of the hunters.
And the head of the hunt, they get to have the blood crystal thing, right? Oh, wait, Bloodstone.
The Bloodstone?
Shit.
It's written 5 times in the fucking Discord. It's his name. It's the name of 2 characters.
I guess. But the Bloodstone. So is this passed down through the family, or is it passed down through the Hunter's
It is supposed
Lodge?
to be passed down to the family. However, Elsa Bloodstone left on her own to do her own thing because she was sick of her father and his bull crap.
What was he doing?
So now she was training, apparently. I don't know. You'd have to ask Craig. Tomb raiding?
She was tomb raiding, I guess. I mean, tell me
Okay.
that this doesn't just look like Tomb Raider on the freaking cover, right?
It's
also Indiana Jones. But
she's very Lara Croft-esque.
Wait, is the DuckTales font the same as the Indiana Jones font?
It is.
Okay. Like, it just hit me. I was all like, wait, maybe that's not supposed to be DuckTales, and maybe it's supposed to be Indiana Jones. I don't know these things.
It's very reminiscent of the DuckTales font.
Okay. Well,
Looking at you, George.
Who's George?
Lucas.
Oh.
Trying to pull a fast one.
Who's older, the DuckTales or Indiana Jones?
Scrooge McDuck invented anime, so I'm willing to bet DuckTales.
What is that a reference to?
Scrooge McDuck invented anime.
How?
it's over my head too. Don't worry.
Oh my god, really? You guys don't know this?
No, tell us.
Okay, I wish I could remember his name, but he's the guy who created, the creator of Astro Boy, who's regarded as the grandfather of anime. You know, his style is basically what you see throughout time in memoriam for what anime is. His style is highly influenced by the old Scrooge McDuck, Donald Duck comics. He was a big fan.
I would say the Godfather, not grandfather.
Sure, the Godfather, whatever.
Because Godfather feels a little more unrelated than grandfather.
But he is related.
But I feel like it's not the direct bloodline.
Scrooge is the godfather of anime.
No, the guy who created. Scrooge McDuck invented it. The guy who created Astro Boy is the grandfather of anime.
So the grandfather of anime is the real man.
Yes.
What is
and
Scrooge
the inventor
McDuck?
of anime is Scrooge McDuck.
Inventor.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would just... Craig, do you think inventor is the correct term that he's using here?
I think influencer.
Influencer.
The influencer of anime.
Scrooge McDuck is the
McDuck.
influencer of anime. I like
I'm
this.
okay with that.
Oh. Anyway. Where do we go from here?
We can talk more about anime. I love anime.
I haven't watched any lately.
Why?
All I've ever watched really is Attack on Titan. And that's gone.
You loved Death Note. There was a time you were obsessed with Death Note.
Yeah, and now Attack on Titan is the new Death
He would
Note.
walk around school with his Death Note, and anyone bumped into him, he'd just look at him and then write their name.
Yeah.
Nothing ever happened.
If I looked
tried.
If I looked in that notebook, I'm sure I'd see Craig's name a few times too. And maybe yours too, Casca.
Probably.
I ripped those pages out though, and I put them through the shredder. But I'm sure if we actually go into that notebook and we do some like forensics, we can see what I actually wrote. Like if you take like another piece of paper and then
why'd
take
you rip
pencil.
him out? Also, really high level forensics there. Why did you rip him out and then put him through the shredder?
Because I didn't want my parents to go through my notebook one of these days and just see people's names in them. They'd think I was like a serial killer or something, especially if it worked.
Well, first of all, it didn't work, obviously.
It's got a time release thing.
Yeah, 50 years down the line, just me and Craig just die of heart attacks. You know exactly what happens.
It was me. But I don't even know if your names were in there.
Also, you walked around with something called a death note, Richard. You were already that kid.
I need to use the pencil method and just see what was written in there.
Sure, go find it.
I will. And then we're going to be really impressed because we're going to say, wow,
I don't
Richard
think
wasn't
impressed
that
is
bad
the
of a
word.
guy.
He only put like 5 people in here.
Yeah, it's going to be okay.
And it's mainly his friends. What a swell fellow that Richard turned out to be.
Hey.
Only wanted to kill those closest to him.
At least there weren't more than 5. But
well, yeah, that's because you'd have more than 5 quote unquote friends. I'll believe that. That's a very believable story.
the man in the show wrote more. I'm not as bad as him.
Well, he didn't write any of his friends though.
That's true, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Craig,
Yeah.
if I presented a death note to you right in front of you, who would you write in there?
Wait, hold on. Remember Sneakerella? Where they literally named the characters after death?
They did.
Wait, what?
They straight up named as Elle and Kira.
Yeah, the main characters are Elle and Kira.
Oh, yes.
Not even hiding it.
Fucking wild, man.
I'm searching right now on Google, Sneakerella Death Note.
Yes. People had to have noted. Well, no, because their kids or people didn't watch that.
Yeah,
fucking
the
movie.
people
can
who
tell
watched
you-
it probably didn't notice.
I can tell you that the Narwhal Mage on Twitter noticed.
Nice. My man, Narwhal Mage.
Oh, man.
So where
and then
were
someone is defending. Disney doesn't even care about Death Note. And how do you know if they stole the names? What if you saw was a lie for likes? Why are you so mad over a good movie? I started watching it 2 days ago, and I don't care if the names are from Death Note. It's the best.
I like
What
how-
was the original
My favorite
tweet?
part about that tweet is that he said he started it like 2 days ago. Does that mean he
Started
hasn't finished it?
ago. He's really savoring it. It's a good movie.
Did they seriously name 2 of the main characters in this, Kira and Elle? Everyone's talking about how dumb this film looks, and no one is discussing how they stole the names from Death Note. What the hell, Disney? Hashtag Sneakerella, hashtag Death Note.
Who the
All right, he's
fuck?
coming off.
Why-
He is coming off a little aggro there.
There's no
That's
reason
fair.
to be angry about. They didn't
Yeah.
steal anything. They're
paying homage to Death Note.
Yeah. They're like, hey, the writers of this movie were. I'm a Death Note fan. I'm whoever wrote this movie.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of
You're-
cool.
You're allowed to use the names Elle and Kira. It's just funny as hell if you do, especially if it's a retelling of Cinderella
Yeah.
for Disney. Oh man, what a movie! I think
miss
it had music in it. I don't miss it. I remember ending in a rap battle, and that was just too much, man.
I forgot about that completely. I wouldn't even. The
Yeah,
rap was so bad.
it was. Yeah, like the movie was tolerable, and then that happened, and it was. This sucks.
Oh, man. Anyway, where are we going for this movie?
I guess we got to go back to the funeral.
I'm trying to think if there were any questions. Because, like, did they give much backstory to what this Bloodstone does?
Seems to weaken monsters and have just. It seems to hurt monsters. Really,
Why are they killing monsters anyway?
Because they're
It's a
evil.
mercy kill them. Yeah. To
'Cause-
purge the world of them and to help them because they understand. They talk about later how their ideology is. You don't see it this way, but this is a mercy to you guys. You can't live like this. This is awful.
Are monsters actually a thing in the Marvel universe?
They are.
Like traditional monsters?
They are.
Was this ever like brought up in another thing, or is it like
This
exclusive
is probably the first time this was brought up in the films. Although I think they definitely, if not, I believe they mentioned vampires once in something.
I was going to
Recently.
say, I could have sworn vampires specifically was mentioned.
They were mentioned in something.
Yeah.
Which I remember because it was all
And,
over.
I
Because everyone's
mean-
like, "Oh, Blade!"
Yeah, I was just about to say Blade is like the big thing that comes to mind to me when it comes to, Marvel and monsters.
He's
Yeah.
a vampire, or half vampire.
Yeah. God, I love Blade.
Wait.
God, that's a thing coming out though too, right? Let's go.
Wait, is
So
Morbius
so
also-
apparently just announced the movie is apparently on hold because there's like the director just like dropped out. And it's going through like some issues or whatever. So hopefully Marshall Ali is going to be Blade, and that dude's fucking awesome. So hopefully that continues.
That's
though.
not a great sign though.
Wait, is Morbius also Marvel?
Morbius is Marvel.
Morbius. Yeah.
Not
What is
not
Morbius?
Morbius is the living vampire. Let me explain. The reason that they call him the living vampire and he's not actually a vampire is because at the time they were not allowed to use characters that are considered undead because of like I'm assuming some sort of Christian ideology.
That was the first thing I was gonna say.
So
yeah.
they made him a vampire, but made him a living vampire because he's not undead. He's just scientifically has the aspects of a vampire. Because he was just trying to like replicate bats or some shit. I don't remember exactly.
Wait,
Man bat. Got it.
Similar to man. Yeah, I don't know. It's something with his blood. Now he has to drink fucking blood.
wait, was this a thing they were doing though, trying to appeal to the Christian audience?
No, it's just they couldn't do it in comic books. They were just not allowed to put the undead in comic books at this period of time.
How old was that?
Morbius Morbius appeared in Spider-Man 101, so whatever that is.
What kind of rule is that?
I don't think that's outlandish.
It's from the period of time. People are, there's a lot of crazy shit that happened, it's censorship.
Yeah, but motherfucker, you couldn't have people sleep in the same bed until the Brady Bunch on television.
Exactly.
It was you had to appeal to you had to make as little waves as possible to make something that's entertaining, and it was entertaining for the sake of being entertaining.
I think it
you
has to do with the
have-
comics code or something like that.
What's the comics code? And who's in charge of that? Because I'm mainly just wondering, like, who said no, blah, blah, blah. Because I imagine Dracula was a thing
1971.
around before there.
Dracula was a thing, but at some point, like I just said,
I'd have to imagine Dracula was very controversial, especially not aimed towards children, which you would wager comic books kind of are.
What are you finding out, Craig?
at one point the Comics Code Authority started banning violent supernatural creatures in content, including specifically acts of vampirism for both their bloodlust and their often erotic connotations.
I was gonna say because of the fucking in it. Yep.
Although comics creators started working around the Comics Code, supernatural beings could appear in humor books with a lighter tone. By
Who makes the
1971, the
Comics
CCA
Code?
relaxed its distaste for creatures of the night to the point that
The
it officially
elders,
lifted
Richard.
the
The
ban.
Council of Elders got together and conceived the comic code.
Okay.
The fuck do you want?
No, this is interesting to me.
It is interesting. It's the fact that they just got around it by saying, "Hey, he's just alive. He's not an undead. He's the same shit, though."
I love that. That's great. It's stupid as hell, but
Yeah.
it's
and then
perfect.
but he fights Spider-Man, so it's like
Is that what people do with like the old lady lollies? Where they just say like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna fap to this young
no,
anime
that's just
girl
very
because she's
specific
1,000."
fetish.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay, gotcha.
yeah. No.
Okay, well that answers all of my questions I had for this one. Now what?
we haven't done anything yet. We're half an hour into this podcast. We haven't even talked about anything.
No,
We
we
talked about
did.
everything.
Yeah, the hunters are coming because the old man died and he has to give away his bloodstone because he doesn't want to give it to the daughter necessarily because she ran out on the family. So all the hunters have to compete because the bloodstone is going to be sewn into a monster that they have to hunt. And whoever hunts the monster...
likes of which they've never seen before.
And we also, and at this point, we're introduced to our main character also, we're following throughout this whole thing, and he sees kind of what's going on.
And his name is?
Jack.
Okay.
I don't remember what his last name is. I don't know. Like I
couldn't
said,
remember
these
his
are characters
name
I'm not super
all.
familiar with. I'm not. Like,
Also was easy.
I didn't even know, the actual names of, except for her.
Yeah. All right, Jack.
Oh, Jack. Oh, God, his name is Jack Russell.
What the fuck?
I don't get it.
Like
a doggy.
Like a Jack Russell Terrier. Which is
Yeah,
funny
because
he's a wolf.
wolfman.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
did not
that's
know
the
that.
thing because like I knew that this thing was going to have a monster of some sort, and I knew
Yes.
that a monster was among them, and I thought it was going to be more like a mystery. Like, okay, who's the monster? Got to figure it out.
I don't know why.
Yeah, definitely not. What are you talking about? It's called Werewolf by Night, and they're focused on a guy.
You see, the problem fucking is, and it's the same problem he has with every fucking movie we watch, is he can't even watch a 2-minute trailer.
I did watch the 2-minute trailer, and it
You
just seemed
clearly
like
didn't.
it seemed like there was going to be a competition of sorts, and I
There
thought.
was a competition of sorts.
Yeah, but I thought it was going to be like, oh, you're going to learn about these characters equally, and you're going to root for someone. That's my
This
issue
isn't
with
medieval
the
times. What are you talking
I'm
about?
so yeah. What the?
You don't get to- you don't get to
I have
pick your
no
night.
idea.
No, like I thought it was going to be like a Game of Thrones thing, where like everyone has their own
Can
house
you
that they
imagine
root.
Game of Thrones condensed into a 55-minute special?
I mean, that's kind of it. Like you root for your different house. Like, hey, I'm hashtag Team Viking Man.
There was no Viking man.
Scandinavian man.
I'm pretty sure he was Scottish.
The Scottish man.
I feel like he was just a Scotsman.
Yeah.
Just because he had an axe made him a Viking.
Yeah, that's the thing. He didn't even bring the axe. They said it earlier. You only weapons that are allowed is what you find on the ground. It's not like it's his axe. He found it.
He didn't even use
but
it that
he-
long.
No.
But
The
he
girl
looks
used
like-
it more than the guy did.
But he looks like he
Is
was
she-
built to wield that thing.
Elsa. Her name is fucking Elsa. That's the Scandinavian one, Richard.
I mean, I don't know.
Her name is Elsa. She ran around with an axe. Come on.
Is she the Viking?
She might be.
Oh, I've been rooting for the wrong guy.
Clearly.
I don't
God, I don't understand.
know. Maybe it's just because I skimmed the the descriptions that I heard on like these Disney Plus websites. But the way that they were hyping
I
this
just
up,
kept seeing the word Scandinavia, and there was a man somewhere in there.
no, I swear to God, let me find what this thing said because I'm
No,
pretty
it's-
sure
it's fine. We're good. I don't know what you would even be looking for.
I would be looking at the thing that I read exactly and why I
All
got
right.
confused.
I mean, do you need a second to find it? I'll fill in time with Craig. I could do that.
On a
Craig.
dark and somber night, a cabal of monster hunters emerge from the shadows and gather at the foreboding thing. And then the attendees are thrust into a mysterious and deadly competition for a powerful relic. And at no mention do they single out like a single person. They always talk about the group of people. So that's why I thought it was more about the group and not a specific person. Does that make sense?
No. You're not nowhere in there do they mention a Scandinavian anyone or gender.
Also, that's exactly what happens in this thing.
Also, yeah, that is
So
literally the
why are
plot
you
to the
confused?
fucking special.
My only thing is I didn't want to have a main character.
You had like really It's a comic book!
I didn't know what the comic book was. I was expecting Moon Knight. That's what
I
Craig
just told
said.
you he was
Craig,
from this.
Craig made big promises of Moon Knight, and I'll defend you on that one. Craig was like, "Oh man, this is the Moon Knight show. Moon Knight's coming."
You didn't even like Moon Knight.
This was the creation of Moon Knight, boys. And I was like, "Ah, fuck, Moon Knight's again."
That's what he came from. That's all it is.
I know it is. I'm kidding,
It
Craig.
was
I know
like
what you
2
meant.
issues.
Originally, I thought Jack might have been Moon Knight because I forgot what the Moon Knight actor looked like.
He did not have that accent.
was
I
Oscar
don't
Isaac.
even remember it.
I like this guy though. I liked him a
He was
lot.
good. He was funny.
Well, he was very he was entertaining. So
Yeah.
where were we? So they have to
It's time to hunt.
they had to hunt
the
this
hunt is
monster
afoot.
and they're running around. And for some reason they're fighting each other. Because I guess they
Well, yeah, because that's the rule. Anything goes.
Yeah.
They made that very apparent when they were arguing about does Elsa even belong here, and you're like, hey, she's proven herself like anyone else, and like anyone else, you could fucking kill her. You guys mind killing my daughter for me and make it a lot easier.
she's not her daughter. They said that.
Oh, did they say
Yeah,
that?
because
My husband's daughter.
yeah.
All right. That would make more sense, I guess, because they didn't seem to like each other very much at all.
I guess obviously the father had married or whatever.
Whatever. Something happened that made her become.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't
that's
know.
it.
Like, I guess that with all of them fighting each other, that's another thing. I was expecting like a battle royale situation.
It was a
because-
battle royale situation. That was literally what was happening.
in which you have to root for a person to become the victor.
You could have rooted for anyone you wanted. You'd be wrong, but you could have. At no
Yeah.
moment did they tell you, don't root for this guy.
That's true. They didn't.
You could
but they,
do that. You could do that with any movie.
They make
When
a
I
lot
saw
of.
Princess and the Frog the first time, I wanted fucking Dr. Fistulae to get rid of all of it. I wanted him to win. Are you kidding me? I love this guy.
Yeah.
he's the Shadow Man.
Didn't happen.
Oh,
But I was rooting for him.
I don't know. That was my only problem. But I guess as we go into it, we learn
It's a
that-
problem you created yourself. I'm just, I can't, you have to admit that. You did create this problem for yourself.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But I guess we learn that Jack and Elsa, they don't want to actually fight people, but they kind of have to defend themselves. And that's when they get into some wacky hijinks, because Elsa has to worry about the Scandinavian man, and
Not a thing.
what?
If anything, she's Scandinavian. We've established
The Scottish
this.
man, the Scotsman.
The Scotsman.
Sorry, it's hard. They both start with an S, and they're foreign. You know what I mean?
Real tough. Especially when he talks
Oh.
with a Scottish accent the entire time. Very thick.
Man.
And the red wee lad.
Pretty sure he does. He does straight up call her Lassie.
Hey, lassie.
Man. But anyway, I guess that a friendship eventually forms between Elsa and Jack because they get
but they skipped the whole thing before
We
that.
missed the very important friendship.
So at this, so do a couple people die at this point? Did we lose somebody?
Why does it matter? Because the other people aren't even characters in the story. They don't even want you to care about these other people.
Yeah,
Craig.
because they all die. That's why it doesn't
and
matter.
also, again, they only have 55 minutes. Not even, because I think it's 50 minutes probably closer to actual runtime here. Yeah, I understand why they don't really spend too much time dwelling on these other people. Again, maybe they had 30 more minutes. You can get to know each other a little bit better.
And
Again,
then root
I'm not
for
going to complain
someone.
about it. Sure, but again, not a big deal, because this, you know what? I'd much rather this than fucking 5 3-hour movies, because it gets rough. These guys don't know how to fucking cut their movies down. They're hard to watch sometimes. I'm sorry.
So we got to introduce the boy.
What boy?
The boy. The boy. This is the whole reason we're here.
What's the boy?
He's the monster they're looking to hunt.
Man thing.
Why is he called the boy?
He's our boy.
He's the boy. Yeah, I loved him. I thought he was great. Are you kidding me? I was so happy to see
Ted?
that.
One of my best
Yes,
friends.
Ted!
One of my best friends is his favorite character, and it was very exciting to see him because I've known Man Thing for a while.
Wait,
And,
what?
What?
Man Thing?
That's his name. His name is Man Thing. They call him Ted because that's his real name. They never call him Man Thing in the show, but he's Man Thing, and he looks exactly like he's supposed to look, and it's wonderful.
Well, I'm glad because I thought he looked great.
And this is what I was talking about earlier when I was talking to somebody, where he first shows up and he grabs what was it, Jack? He grabs Jack
Russell.
and you're like, oh shit, he's gonna pull him into the bush, but then he just like starts tickling him or some shit because they're buddies. And this is where the Marvel does Marvel. The guy I was talking to was like, because he's an old school comic guy. He's an old man, so he's been reading comics, since the '60s. So
Who?
he was a guy. I can't talk to. Why do you always try to get me to say names?
Because he's an
No,
asshole.
Craig was talking about tickling, and I got confused.
Man Thing was tickling Jack.
Anyone who was actually watching the thing and then listening to Craig wasn't confused. I can tell you that much.
Okay.
But the guy I was talking to was saying how they basically just made him Groot. You know what I mean?
Oh, did they?
And which I do agree a little bit with, because they kind of made him silly and cute. Because he shows up and he's just like, oh, he doesn't want to fight anybody. He's just like, hey, I'm here. But then somebody shows up and he fucking burns them.
I love that. That was great.
That's Man Thing. Those who fear burn at the touch of the Man.
How do you guys know Man Thing? Well, Casca, how do you know Man Thing?
Oh, I just liked him in this.
Oh, did you know him before?
Not really.
Oh.
You want to hear?
I just thought he looked cool and he was great and he was friendly and then he burned people alive. And I thought that was neat.
Speaking of which, this whole thing was very violent for Marvel.
Yeah.
Like there was
appreciated that.
some real there was some blood splattering and guys get arms chopped off and the burning the people alive.
Yep.
One of my
someone
problems
got a
with this, though, is that the Elsa, she got her face smashed like 3 times into a brick and nothing happened to her.
I assume that's because she's supernatural and that displays that.
Is she supernatural?
I don't think so, but
no. Then she should be dead.
I think she was probably holding herself back a little bit from being smashed. I don't really know.
I don't know.
I
Her
saw
face
head
was
to
like
concrete.
her face was like into the corner of concrete. I was just like, oh, she's like tougher than normal people. I guess that makes sense. They're like from a long line of
maybe
monster
she is tougher.
hunters.
Like I said,
I
know the character.
I just assumed she was supernatural of some sort.
I don't know the character too well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I assume that's what that was demonstrating.
It disappointed me for sure. I can tell you that much.
Well, I think it can only disappoint you if it turns out she's not supernatural. So I guess
We got to figure this shit out then.
we can do some research.
Craig, you're on it, right? Right,
yeah,
Craig?
I am, but I wanted to show you something I thought was also funny.
Craig, don't just show, also tell.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
I
you
want to
don't
show you
really
a
have a-
picture. This is
It's
this
an
is a
audio medium.
I know
though.
that. This is a character that was introduced at one point, and it's just a little baby version of Man Thing,
Look at him.
and his name is Boy Thing.
Aw, of course
What's
it
he
is.
do?
I think he was like a piece of Man Thing, and that fell off, and it was hanging out with Blade for a little while. But his name is Boy Thing, and I think it's hilarious that his name is Boy.
That's fun. I like that.
What am I looking up? Elsa's.
Yeah, we got to find out if she
Yeah.
actually had powers or not. Because
She's supernatural anyway,
yeah.
because otherwise she probably her jaw should have fell off.
Yeah, because if she isn't supernatural, then this movie has 2 strikes against it. And you know what
was
happens?
the first strike?
The first strike is not having someone to root for. Or them.
You could have rooted for Elsa, no problem, and you would have been right. You can still root for the Scotsman, you'll be fine.
Yeah, even in the comics, she just says she's a prominent martial artist.
Yeah,
I don't know
think,
then.
Yeah,
I don't know then. She
being
should
a-
be missing teeth at the very least.
Yeah, being a prominent martial artist.
Yeah.
Not great.
Yeah.
Not a great excuse, Marvel.
Look
Come on.
into the Bloodstone, the Bloodline.
Ooh, yeah.
There might be something there.
Yeah, find out if Victor Bloodstone or whatever his name was.
Ulysses.
Find out if he had any powers.
I
The
assume they're,
stone
like-
grants her superhuman strength, agility, and enhanced regeneration.
But she doesn't have the stone
She doesn't
yet.
have the stone.
According to
Yeah.
Elsa, she had some of the blood gem power via a genetic inheritance from her father,
Oh, okay.
shit.
There we
It's
go.
present
I'm
in
okay
her
with
blood.
that. Okay.
indicating she
That
didn't
makes
gain
you-
power solely via the Joker.
Yeah.
It was-
I'm okay with that. Because it's not like she's like going beast mode. She just got her face kicked in and she brushed it off a little. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what that established. I'm okay with this.
Okay.
Sorry, Richard, that's not a strike.
But yeah, they kill some dudes here and there. It's a little graphic.
Kill some dude. A guy gets a dart through his bottom of his chin, out through his mouth, and he's just like choking on his blood while Elsa's trying to cover his mouth so he doesn't give away her position. It's a little much.
Yeah.
And they
little.
were able to do it, I guess, because it was all in black and white.
Yeah. Oh man. So again, but I was just it was nice to see something different from Marvel because it's getting a little much. I like the She-Hulk for the same reason. It's a little different,
Yeah. Anyway.
but then it becomes a little too much like Marvel again, and I'm just like, oh come on! I wanted a funny courtroom dramedy. It's not what I signed up for.
But what I kind of like about this is they do a little twist in which Elsa and Jack become friends, and then Jack says like, "Hey, I don't want the Bloodstone. I just want to free the monster." And Elsa's like, "That's good because I want the Bloodstone and I don't care
This
about
wasn't
the
a
monster."
twist because as soon
Yeah,
as
I don't
he talks to Man Thing, he says he's literally here to rescue him. That was literally they revealed that.
But she
Well,
didn't know
I
that
need
yet.
Richard to explain which was the twist.
It was a twist for Elsa. you
okay,
know?
that's fine. It could be a twist for her, sure.
Not for the audience though.
Acceptable, yes.
But they're trapped
Yeah.
in a mausoleum at this point, right?
Yes, yeah,
Yeah.
they're her family mausoleum.
Yeah, the specifics don't matter about that because they're doing a jailbreak, boys. Because what's his face? What?
I was gonna say it actually is specific. The specifics do matter that they're in the Bloodstone family mausoleum because that's how they get out.
Well, yeah, Craig,
Doesn't
they have to
matter
be
how they
inside the
got in or
mausoleum
out.
for them to get out of the
No,
mausoleum.
but there's a reason. But the specific one is important because she's
Oh, I know. It's cute.
yeah, because she
Because
grabs
what?
She grave robs
she knows that her
adorably.
one of her like ancestors was like
Her aunt was a nut and swore she was gonna come back to life one day.
So she flipped
So
the
you
key.
see her break in and just like grab her skull and toss it aside and grab a key and a weapon. It's good.
But then now they get captured, right, or something like that. Is that what happens? There?
Well, first what happens is you have Jack playing with his little bomb explodey thing. He goes, "You know how to turn this on?" He turns it on. He goes, "Oh no!" and he runs around for like 30
Marvel
minutes
moment
before
right
it.
here.
This ruined it for me. This is what I thought you were gonna talk.
Oh,
we were talking about
okay.
for the Marvel moment where the funny. Oh, I got the bomb.
So
it's
there's
gonna
two.
explode.
Yeah.
Gotta throw it at the wall. Oops, it's not working. Gotta go pick up the bomb and put it on the wall again. Oh no, it fell off. Gotta pick up the bomb and put it on the wall again. Oh, I'm just like, come on. This thing was, besides some moments here and there, it was pretty playing it straight for what it was, like an old-timey horror movie thingy. And then he just did that. I'm just like, come on, don't do that. I didn't ruin it for me, but it was a little much. It's kind of stupid.
Like, I was totally expecting him to just explode. Like, that's what I was hoping for.
That would have made me laugh.
Yeah.
The dude loses his fucking arm, and I'm like, oh!
But they had to milk it like that. That was
Yeah.
upsetting.
Did a lot. That went on for a little too long.
That was strike 3. I'm officially calling it strike 3.
You'd have to have 2 other strikes previously. for
I
it to
told
be
you the
strike 3.
strikes.
You
all I'm
told
saying
me
is this movie.
the expectations you invented yourself, and then them establishing else had supernatural powers. Come on, Craig.
Rich, we'll call it a movie, whatever. This movie,
Yeah, it's fine.
is now 3 strikes for Rich, but Pinocchio is his favorite movie of all time.
Favorite all time.
I had to. So, someone had actually sent a survey at work, like, oh, you gotta put your favorite movie and stuff like that. And I wrote Pinocchio. And then I was like, I have a feeling I'm going to have to explain some things if I keep Pinocchio on here. So I changed it to Toy Story.
What do you have to explain? You watched Pinocchio and you enjoyed it.
Well, I felt like I would have to say like, oh, this is Pinocchio 2022.
Yeah, you would put 2022 in parentheses. I don't know why that's so hard.
Yeah, but then they probably question me more.
Yeah, and then you go, I watched the movie and I liked it. What the fuck are you talking about?
I was also thinking of putting Pee-wee's Big Adventure, but then I was like, I don't want
I would have
them to-
showed up. I would have showed up and fucking fought you on that one.
I don't know. I don't know what my favorite movie is
I would
beside
have
Pinocchio.
manifested from the air and say, Richard, what's good about Pee-wee's Big Adventure besides the first 5 minutes?
I don't remember anything.
I know you don't. I'm well aware. That's my point.
Oh.
You like when he has the breakfast machine and then the rest of the movie you just fall asleep.
I mean, I also like when there's a dinosaur. I think he's in a dinosaur at one point. I could be crazy. I don't know. Or when he sings Tequila and dances. That's great too.
Doesn't sing it, just plays.
Tequila! Craig, sing it.
No. It's just nothing to sing. There's actually a very good video of a guy online who did like one of those talent shows, like America's Got Talent or whatever. And you just see him standing there with the microphone as the Tequila song plays.
Yeah, he's a comedian. I forgot his actual thing, yeah.
It's Tequila.
It's good.
And then the crowd cheers.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I don't know.
So a little derivative of that one guy, Andy Kaufman. He did that with the Mighty Mouse theme song.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
So I actually have a question here. Because,
Sure.
the bomb blows up, the wall is down, and they tell the friend, like, hey, go free. Elsa gets the stone from the guy, the monster.
Yes.
It drops to the ground.
Yes.
Jack tries to pick it up.
Yes.
He's blown away.
Yes.
Why did he try to pick it up?
Because he wanted to hand it to her because he thought she was cute. And
Are you
granted,
sure he didn't
she's
want
pretty
it for
cute.
himself?
I'm pretty sure he did not want it for himself. He seems like a very nice guy, and he's very much into Elsa, and I would have picked it up too.
And handed it to her?
And handed it to her because she's pretty cute.
Or is it because she's the main character?
No, it's because she's pretty cute.
Okay, fine.
If I was in the thing, I would think of myself as the main character.
I would too.
Yeah, so that's not why I would have handed it to her.
Okay. Anyway, that's pretty much it, because after that, the police come and they arrest Elsa and the other guy for freeing the monster, and they lock him up forever. And that's...
Well, lock her up for like 5 minutes because they plan on killing her.
They don't plan on killing her.
They plan on having him kill her.
Yeah, because turns out the other guy is a werewolf who usually locks himself up like every night per week in order to not turn into a werewolf by the blood of the
Every
moon.
night per week.
Once a month for the full moon is exactly what he says.
No, there's one every week, Craig, and it's every night.
Every night.
It's just don't you know, on this Earth, it's just a perpetual full moon.
Yeah, this is Marvel. Marvel Moon. It's the Marvel Moon.
It's the Marvel.
Yeah, and they even say that in the show, in which they're all like, you know, we can make you turn into monsters at any time now. So he's all like, "Uh-oh,
With
I
the
need
use
to
of
get
the-
out of
with
this
the
I
one."
stone.
better just start sniffing you.
What a pretty creepy
That
guy.
was weird before he explained it. It was still pretty weird after he explained it.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't even warn her. Just get a bit of that for 5 minutes, and you're just like sitting there going, "What the fuck is happening in this show?"
Feel he exaggerated things a bit.
Him?
Yeah.
He just wanted to get a whiff. Again, she was cute. I get it.
Yeah.
Better ways of doing it. But I really like this scene where they have him transform because the way they shot it is the camera's just set on Elsa, and you just have like the flashes of light in the background. You see a shadow
it's
turning shape. That was really
very
good.
reminiscent of like the old time.
Yeah, love that, man. This is a good thing we watched.
Yeah.
But yeah, then everyone dies at the end.
Oh yeah, he turns into a werewolf, kills everyone, but Elsa's fine because he sniffed her and she didn't break eye contact.
Did not break eye contact. And then I think one of the parts I really appreciated is just Somewhere Over the Rainbow plays, and then all of a sudden the film is shot in glorious Technicolor. It's really good.
Is that how Wizard of Oz did it?
Yeah, well, yeah, the Wizard of Oz starts off black and white, and then she goes to the land of Oz, and all of a sudden it's color.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just the color of the gem giving color to the world now that it has a new ruler.
No, it was the power of the Wizard of Oz.
And, you know, I think it's just like, oh, well, this takes place in the same universe that we know, so.
Yeah.
It's all in color.
Time to have a conversation about sushi and have their coffee in their percolator.
That's the part that I thought you guys were complaining about originally, with it being too Marvel-y.
No, I was fine with that. Once they drop the color, they bring the color, I should say, and then it becomes like the more modern Marvel thing. I was fine with that. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I just thought seeing Man-Thing was just so cool because he just looked fucking awesome. He looks so good.
He does look good.
Are they going to do more of these?
I hope so.
That's what I said at the beginning. I hope to God.
This one came out of nowhere. Nobody was expecting. All of a sudden, they're like, oh yeah, in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, they're like, they're going to be Werewolf by Night special presentation. Like, we were like, what?
That's what I wanted to ask. Did they show this during that whole reveal of the... Okay, good. Perfect, then. I'm glad, because that means there's a chance for more of this.
So
it's a lot like Lego Star Wars, in which you never really know they're coming until Disney Plus says it. You know? It's like 2 or 3 weeks.
You never really know they're coming because no one pays enough attention or cares.
I don't know. But, I mean, if they could churn out Lego Star Wars like that, I'm sure that they can churn out these too. You know?
I feel like they just have evolved the Lego Star Wars. They're already made, Richard.
I don't know.
They just break them out every now and then when they need it.
I don't know how that works.
They're not tied to anything other than holiday.
Yeah, like this.
Or season.
Like, I imagine during Christmas time, there's going to be like, where's the Yeti? And they're going to go on Yeti hunts. I imagine something like Yetis are in this universe, right?
the Wendigo. Right. Wendigo is kind of like a Yeti, I think.
Is it? I thought it was a skinwalker.
Well, it certainly looks like a Yeti.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It could be.
Huh. Okay. Well, I had nothing else to say about this thing. I'm all satisfied. Craig, what about you?
Yeah.
Costco, what about you?
Right,
he kind of looks like a Yeti. He's white.
It's Yeti-like, sure.
Okay.
That's
Let's
all it
stop
takes.
posting pictures.
He's white. Just picture a white guy.
Here, right here. Here's a white. Then he's in the snow.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
We have it all settled.
Craig, post these on the Twitter for us.
I would like them to not have these tied to holidays and just do them whatever they want.
The Christmas Wendigo special.
What if they only ever want to for holidays, though?
That's fine. I'd rather they didn't. But sure, if you want to shoehorn a Marvel into Thanksgiving, fine. I'm sure there's a superpowered turkey at some point.
I mean, they did have.
They could probably do like it's Logan and he's a pilgrim because he's supposed to be like immortal or some bullshit.
No, not that.
They could do that. He could have had Logan on the Mayflower. It'd be great.
Or they could have like another thing like they did with that one Spider-Man movie years and years ago where Willem Dafoe comes to Thanksgiving dinner with Aunt May. And, we just have more of that with all the Marvel superheroes coming to Thanksgiving. And maybe breaking bread with the other men. It'll be great. You know what I mean?
The Avengers Thanksgiving special.
Yeah. And have them come together with some other dudes. Like Kingpin. And I don't know any other Marvel men.
I'd rather they just stick to characters they haven't really introduced too much into the universe.
I wish I could name some.
Bring on the Gibbon.
Bring on the Gibbon.
Okay. Or Galactus. Galactus comes to Thanksgiving dinner. Better make sure there's enough food.
Thanksgiving with Galactus would be actually very good.
Print it, Marvel! Print it! Okay. What are we doing next week? Wait, who chose this one? Because we each get a choice for this Thanksgiving. And wait, this isn't Thanksgiving. Spooktacular!
You can try that. You can try that again.
It's
that
the
one.
Spooktacular. Yeah. Guys.
This is obviously Craig's choice, and I did Mom's Got a Date, so I think this is your go, bud.
Okay. Can we do Cadet Kelly?
Only if you explain why it's scary.
I don't know. I heard that one's super scary. I don't know if I can handle it.
It's scary because Craig doesn't think he can handle it.
No, but is it scary to you? If this was Craig's choice, I wouldn't argue. He had to be then and there.
It's only my choice because I know it's going to upset Craig.
Oh, and nothing scares you more than a friend that's upset.
That's true.
That's why you wrote all of our names in that book.
Oh.
You know how it would make us feel.
Dunce #1 signing off. Good night and good bless.
Craig Stu, and I'm leaving too.
And I'm the third one. I guess I still have a few years before that kicks in, so see you next week.
What's the last thing you remember, Danny? He said we had to run. The reason you survived is because you're a very uncommon girl. You're not alone. Not anymore. Do you know what mutants are? Would anyone like to share their first time? Rain?
I was 13. I thought it was a dream. I just lost control.
Sam?
I started panicking. People got hurt.
Roberto?
My girlfriend had burned her.
Ileana?
I killed 18 men, one by one. This isn't a hospital, it's a cage.
It's important we find out your power so we can help you get better.
I saw something I don't think she wanted me to see. I don't think we're here to get better.
This place takes your greatest fear and makes you live through it until it kills you.
Who's there? We can get out of this together.